start the first inaugural Speakin Geek. I'm Graham.
I'm Kae.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Anthony.
And we're here to talk about all things fun and geeky. So, lads, what's been going on this week?
Well, I'd like to talk about CM Punk writing for Marvel, or specifically Thor, which is awesome. Because I love wrestling and I love comics and I really love CM Punk and I really love Marvel's current Thor, so I'm very excited about that.
You can really tell he's very excited.
And which story is he doing? Like, who is he? Is he doing female Thor? Is he doing current Thor?
It hasn't been specifically said yet, but it's going to be in an annual, the February annual of Thor. So I think it's going to be a bunch of stories.
No, really?
From different writers, and I think I heard something about him doing the young Thor.
Do we know much about CM Punk as a writer?
I know he's a big comic book fan.
Oh yeah, I read the article. He said he's a big fan of Thor,
but I don't think he has any specific comic book writing expertise or anything, which I'd imagine might piss off a lot of people.
Is this just a stunt kind of?
No. I think this is. It sounds like he's full time.
Really?
Now,
yeah.
Okay.
I think this.
He retired.
He walked out, more like it. Which is why everyone is joking about. It's like, oh, he's going to write Thor story where like Thor walks out of the Avengers and tells nobody why, and then goes off onto Twitter for a few months. But he quit wrestling and now has a really hot wife and looks happier and better shape than he's been in years, and is now writing for comics. So good for him.
I did see a lot of fans were actually were positive about this. I was quite surprised that they were really happy about the fact that he's doing this. It's interesting, and maybe he's kind of a shake-up that maybe Marvel needs.
Yeah, well, it could be, the way I was thinking of it, could be the next who was it, Kevin Smith, when he was brought in and wrote Daredevil, or it could be the next Kevin Smith writing Batman.
Which will never come out.
Kevin Smith's Batman was pretty good. I enjoyed Cacophony quite a lot.
Wasn't that the one where he like pissed himself?
Yeah. That makes sense. It makes sense. Like for everyone who doesn't know the story, is basically he gets hit by a blast of like intense heat, and so when a body, like they explain the science of it, that when a body is exposed to that much temperature and that you can have a sudden need to go take a piss, and that makes sense. It's not like he pissed himself in fear.
But you think he'd have something like backed up for that?
But it was supposed to be like it's supposed to be like Batman like year one-ish. Like it's supposed to be back in his early days. So he hadn't properly tested the suit, how much it would protect him.
Oh, right. So if it ever happens again, like
he's prepared, he's got it back.
Okay.
He's
got that big.
Until you explained it, I just imagined he couldn't get the suit off on time. He was like, oh.
I think that's the problem. All fans of Batman go, Batman would never piss himself. Just like, let me set the scene, and then maybe it'll be better for you.
So the new Batman books where like he has the big bat mech, there's like a commode built in there for such a situation.
That's a perfect segue to Tom's topic.
I've just read Batman 36.
36.
It's right here in front of you, Tom.
in all its scary glory.
Like a cheat sheet.
I'll keep it brief simply because it's only just come out this week. Oh my god, what an issue. Superman throwing pillars onto Batman.
I've seen this for so long.
I have to say, it's probably one of the best issues of Batman in the entire Snyder Capullo run.
For people who bitch about Superman and stuff, me included, he is awesome in this issue.
He's brilliant in this issue.
I have to say, Capullo's art is just incredible. In the initial couple of panels, the art of seeing Superman hit with Joker gas, or being controlled by Joker gas. For those who are following Endgame, Joker's back and he's taken control of the Justice League from the issue 35, and this continues on that fight against Superman, and it's probably one of the creepiest images I've ever seen of Superman.
I loved it. I thought it was so great, and finally someone answers the question of who would win, Batman or Superman, in a generally nice way. No one wins, because even if Superman wins, Batman's like a mangled corpse. If Batman wins, then Earth's lost its strongest weapon. And I just thought like the artwork's fantastic, and when Joker is introduced, it's just like It's brilliant. The only problem I had with it was you have to read Batman Eternal to get a lot of this.
That's the problem I'm finding with a lot of the Batman-related titles anyway, is that there's a lot of stuff that's just held within Eternal. Now, Snyder gives no apologies. He says that if you want to read Eternal, you can. I'm not going to hold your hand throughout the story to kind of explain, because that would just literally take too long. I think Eternal's up to like something 30 odd issues now or something.
Yeah, because it's a weekly.
It is nice though to reward readers who have
paid,
kept up with that with everything that's going on.
Oh, definitely.
I do like. There's a very cool reveal at the end, which I was kind of a little confused by. I was too excited by the ending of it. I was too excited and didn't matter. But people who've been reading Batman Eternal, I imagine,
will freak out.
It's going to be an amazing scene.
Yeah, and because usually you love foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is so much fun in comics, in any reading.
Oh, completely.
That's why everyone seems to love
the Lord of the Rings and
Hobbit.
like that.
It also shows that Snyder has clearly had this planned out for a long time.
At DICE last year, Snyder literally he was able to talk a lot about 0 Year at the time, but he was able to drop he was dropping hints throughout his time in Dublin about what was next after 0 Year, and I can't imagine a better writer at the minute for Batman. He just gets the character. He's one of those rare writers who just gets the character, gets everything about him and what he wants to do with the character. It's just phenomenal. I really hope he continues, but I mean, I read an interview recently. He was on Comic Resources saying that this will be his last Joker story. So if this is his last Joker story, who knows what he's going to do next, and or how long he's going to be on Batman. I hope he stays on for a long time.
I can't wait to see what Capullo does next as well. My God, his Wonder Woman.
He's back doing Spawn covers now.
Oh yes, and he's doing his creator-owned thing as well. I think the Creech.
Yeah,
no,
the Creech.
No, Creech is a different thing. The thing that looks like Venom crossed with Spawn.
Yeah,
I can't remember what he's called.
It looks so weird, but like it's just his artwork just like pops, and it's just.
Let us know in the comments
if you know anything. Please do.
Okay, what are you reading anything at the minute? Or?
Comics wise, no, I haven't read anything since Avengers AI.
How was that?
That was really good.
That was tied into Infinity, wasn't he?
I think so.
Or Age of Ultron?
No, Infinity.
No, I think
Avengers
it was set. It's set after Age of Ultron, but you don't really have to have read Age of Ultron to follow it. It's mostly finally some good writing of Hank Pym, who I know isn't everybody's favourite, but when he's dealt with,
I love Hank Pym. Yeah.
When he's dealt with properly, he's actually a really good character. And a lot of the ways he's been mistreated in the past is like they say, I'm making inverted commas quotes things, mental illness, but they don't ever expand on that. They just go, oh, he does that because that, like
beats his wife because he has a problem.
And again,
just kind of a throwaway thing.
Yeah, and then new writers that take him on don't really look into that either. So then they write him in a very douchebaggy way for no reason at all. But
Mark Miller did that a lot.
Yeah, Avengers AI was very good because it actually diagnosed him as bipolar and explained that he has this computer program for predicting his moods and how to control himself, and it does mention Civil War.
Victor Mancha is in that, isn't he?
He is.
From The Runaways. I
he's
love
my
that comic.
favourite Marvel character, Victor Mancha, and
he's Ultron's child, which means he's Hank Pym's
grandson.
Great grandson. No, he's his grandson. He's like he's the Vision's brother, and they can't be around each other because if they're ever around each other, their systems kind of fuse and meld, and they short each other out. Yeah. And it's brilliant.
Can I just say I'm royally confused right now?
Have you never read The Runaways?
No.
It is a comic that Joss Whedon should have made instead of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Brian K. Vaughan started it, actually.
Yes, he did. He was brilliant.
And if you don't know who Brian K. Vaughan is, then you have not lived.
Yeah. That's so cool.
A movie script has been written for The Runaways for a long time now.
Yeah,
but there hasn't
people
been any talk of actually
thought
developing
S.H.I.E.L.D. was going to be Runaways.
Yeah, loads of
people.
And
they initially said they were going to do a TV show.
They should have done it because... I did an article there a couple of days ago where basically I talked about Ant-Man has in its DNA the way to keep Marvel fresh and from staleness for a very long time, because he has Scott Lang has a daughter, Cassie Lang, who becomes part of the Young Avengers, and that leads into the Runaways, and we need some teenage superheroes in the Marvel universe. There's no one under 30.
Miss Marvel, please.
She's not. Wait, Miss Marvel isn't the new one?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
Oh, it was in Kamala.
Yeah.
No.
Like, I haven't actually read that.
Same, but I heard it was great.
Yeah. And, what were you saying there, Kay? You had a topic to talk about today. What was your new one?
Oh, I was going to mention the leak of the Battle of the Five Armies credit song, The Last Goodbye by Billy Boyd, which I listened to, but it's been taken down and put up and taken down and put up so many times that I didn't get to listen to it really enough to speak about it much. But I did hear throwbacks to In the West, Gollum's song, and May It Be in it, which was pretty cool to work into a song that he was writing himself from scratch.
Also, they're trying to bring kind of a tie between...
Yeah, because there's not really enough ties in those films to previous films. Because it's just, I'm worried. I love that Billy Boyd is doing the song again, because that was the best song in Lord of the Rings, and the third one especially, like, of all those songs that kind of made you feel, made you feel the emotions really powerfully, Billy Boyd's song was the best song in that whole franchise, like, in my opinion. But I'm worried now that because they're bringing Billy Boyd back for this song and everything, that they're going to try and fit in Pippin and Mary and every other character in some kind of post-credit scene.
They all turn up at the end.
Well, they have said that they're not going to do that, and Elijah Wood has confirmed that he is not in Battle of the Five Armies.
He's not in it?
No.
I thought the whole point was it was going to end with Bilbo closing the book as old man Bilbo, and Elijah Wood just going...
No, he's off filming airline videos for New Zealand.
Have you seen that ad? That ad is incredible.
It is!
It was. If it's connecting to the Fellowship of the Ring, anyway, Frodo was already in the forest waiting for Gandalf.
Oh yeah, he was, because you saw at the beginning of the first film, so long ago, he was running off to see Gandalf, which, I suppose, that'll be good though. Yeah. So it's just I'll be excited, because I never read The Hobbit, so I don't know anything about the Battle of the Five Armies.
You have 3 hours to spare.
Oh god,
yeah.
He'll
get through it. I read it on like a plane trip.
It's a short book.
It's very short.
I read part of the
They could have made one movie.
From what I've heard, they couldn't.
Well, there's two arguments that they could have made one movie if they wanted to stick exactly to the book, but Tolkien has said that his works aren't suitable for dramatic interpretation unless many liberties are taken by the person who makes it. And for the fact that the Lord of the Rings movies already exist, if they're going to connect the movies at all for the movie audience, the people who have not read the books, they're going to have to include a lot from the appendices of the books.
Yeah.
So a lot of the extra things in the Hobbit movies did actually take place in Middle-earth at that time. Yeah. They just didn't take place in the Hobbit book, but then you have things like Toriel that were a creation by Peter Jackson. But again,
stuff with Radagast and all that stuff happened in
but
other
from what I've heard from fans.
But again...
From what I heard from fans, a lot of people did not like how Radagast is done. He's the Jar Jar Binks of the... And the thing was, I interviewed Aidan Turner at the premiere of the first film saying, there's no Jar Jar Binks in this film. And he goes, no. And like, when Peter we trust. And I watched it and I saw Radagast and I was like, he lied. Because from what I've been told, Radagast is supposed to be like a monk.
Well,
like that's what, like, okay, you've read the books. Like that's what Radagast is. He's supposed to be like a monk.
I think the problem with Radagast is a lot of people have their own interpretations of him because not a lot is actually said about Radagast to make massive assumptions on. But I can see where people got the monk idea from. But personally, I have no problem with Peter Jackson's interpretation of him. But
you don't mind him as the kind of bad comic relief.
It does give us that scene where Sauron is kind of like, Gandalf, he's a stoner.
Yeah,
he can't be seen with this.
He basically says he's a stoner.
Well, like those movies needed the comic relief, I think. I mean, you had like Pippin and Gimli and things like that in Lord of the Rings, and then in The Hobbit. I know there's many individual dwarves who are funny, but you don't remember.
No, and the thing is, they don't
remember their names.
They don't focus on the fun dwarves. They focus on the three lads. They really just focus on
the pretty ones.
The pretty ones.
Yeah.
The pretty dwarves.
The stern.
Yeah, they focus on those three.
Yeah.
They don't focus on, and they do kind of focus on Balin. Which
I
think is nice. I like what's the actor? The guy who keeps singing all the time in them. Oh,
James Nesbitt.
James Nesbitt's character. Okay. He gets a bit.
He gets a good.
But
that's because it's James Nesbitt.
Yeah.
James Nesbitt's a good actor. Like, I mean, we don't learn anything else about the other dwarves, and even though they're supposed to be like identical in the book, I do know that much. They're supposed to be identical to each other.
They weren't supposed to be identical. They just had no individual description or personalities in the book.
I'd say
so I suppose actually they're doing all right.
The movies, you're saying they don't get a lot of time. I'd say the movies actually still do more characterization than the books.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, we still haven't seen the extended editions of all these films, so we're still probably get a lot more scenes.
Well, I've seen the extended of the first two. I've seen those.
Oh yeah.
Obviously,
I haven't seen. What are they like?
I was about to bring that up.
The
Like
first
20 extra minutes.
The first doesn't have much extra.
No?
More singing by James Nesbitt, and the second has a lot more extra. There's a lot more in Dol Guldur featuring Thorin's father, Thrain, who in the books
I would like to see that.
there at this point, but they kept him alive in the movie for, I'd say, the drama of it. And while his last line in it was very cheesy and just corny, his appearance was interesting. It was fun. Gave Gandalf something more to do in Dol Guldur.
Yeah, because I mean, Gandalf hasn't really been doing much. They're good films. I've enjoyed them, but I can definitely see people getting very kind of thin with Peter Jackson. Has he lost it? Do you feel like maybe he's lost his touch?
He's lost his prosthetics.
Yeah, too much CGI.
Yeah, it's too much CGI. I feel like
left him on a plane somewhere.
Azog the Defiler would be so much more interesting if he was actually. I mean, come on, you got Manu Bennett.
I know.
I don't mind him so much, but it's the scene that really got me was the mines in the first movie with the goblins. And all the goblins were all CGI.
That was just.
And if you look at the Mines of Moria in the first movie, basically the same.
It is
same thing going on, and all those goblins are obviously the big shots, lots of CGI, but close up, they're prosthetics.
Yeah.
There's that one scene where you see the goblin, and he has the huge big eyes, and he has a big smile,
just kind of
full of
himself
and that's so great looking.
The workshop put so much work into that specific goblin too. Like, they made his eyes huge because he spent so much time in the dark, and then suddenly in the Hobbit, so much CGI. When
there's
they got away
too
without
much.
10 years
I don't
ago.
mind Azog so much because he's much more alien looking.
That's where
compared
I break
to a lot
it.
of the orcs.
But the thing is, when you have someone like Manu Bennett, who we all know through Arrow and Spartacus. Personally, it would be mainly Arrow for me. It wouldn't be Spartacus.
Oh, you should watch Spartacus. Oh, he is awesome in Spartacus.
Like in Arrow, he's so good at emoting. He's so good at emoting feelings that if you just gave him, a little touch up, maybe the eyes, maybe make him more CGI, give him nice little features, I definitely could feel he could bring even more menace to a character that has really been really interesting. Like the first film with him at the end and Thorin stands up and gets knocked down. That's a really brilliant scene.
What do you think he did before he was an actor?
He was a stuntman, wasn't he?
He was a ballet dancer.
No way!
Manu Bennett was a ballet dancer.
Manu Bennett is a professionally trained ballet dancer.
Imagine
and that is why he is so ripped and
imagine the Arrow opening as him talking about being a ballet dancer. That'd be so amazing. It's just like, my name is Manu Bennett, and for 5 years I was a trained ballet. And it's just like, it'd be amazing. That'd be so cool.
That'd be such an alternative take.
I'm pretty sure I read that. Anybody listeners
really
correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Like, if Manu Bennett hears this, and God, please, Manu, listen to this, and hears this and just like gets in contact with you, just goes, "It's a ballet dancer."
If Manu Bennett hears this, we've won.
We've won.
Oh, has anyone ever seen him being interviewed after the first season of Arrow or first season of Spartacus ended?
No.
On the red carpet, and he's talking about, does everyone know about the original actor who played Spartacus?
Yes.
Died of cancer, and he gets interviewed on the red carpet, and he like breaks down there. It's so sad. Just seeing a man like that, especially in Spartacus, where he's an absolute animal, and seeing him having a little teary moment like that.
I actually saw him at I was at Dragon Con last year, and he was there, and he's just scary. He's got such a presence. And it's like I wanted to walk up to him and talk to him because like I loved Arrow, and I was too scared because like he's brilliant as Azog, who's really the only villain we've had in this series. Like, I mean,
in the Hobbit,
he's really the only villain. Like, I mean, and they're now introducing Sauron.
He's not even the correct villain.
No, because he's dead. He's dead in the books.
It's his son or his grandson.
Yeah, it was Bolg, I think.
Yeah.
Is Bolt the one that keeps answering to him?
Yeah.
In the
he
looks
looks
terrible.
There's another one as well, which there was a toy released of when the first movie came out, but he hasn't been in either of the movies yet.
Oh no, really?
And I think he was even in like the art, the art books that they released and stuff. He's in
Is this
that
like
book.
a goblin or?
He's another like lieutenant under Azog.
Oh, okay.
He's got like long hair and he's got like
Oh.
white paint on his face. He's really, really cool looking.
And,
But,
and he hasn't been into the films.
Because I used to work in toy marketing, and I'd see all these toys of movies and have loads of shit spoiled for me and everything. And I seen this guy, and I was like, where is this guy? He's not. And then I've seen Azog. I was like, oh, this guy's way cooler. Why didn't they make a toy of him? But I'm still waiting for this mysterious orc who.
He might be in the last one.
Yeah,
I think
he might
he
be.
is. Yeah, I think he's part of the big battle at the end.
I honestly can't wait to see Bjorn in the final
Yeah,
movie. Oh my
that scene
god!
will be
Oh, I
amazing.
hope he turns into a big bear and just
Oh,
like
Bjorn!
mauls
Bjorn
a
is
whole
just
bunch
going to
of-
be fantastic.
I
How
don't
did you
wanna
feel
say-
he was dealt with in the second film?
Too brief.
He wasn't given enough screen time.
There
Not
is
scary
a
enough.
You've
lot-
seen the second extended edition.
There's a
so-
lot more Beorn in the extended edition,
Mm.
yeah, of the second one, and it was very good. They do in the books. Gandalf has to introduce the dwarves to him in pairs because he doesn't like dwarves. And they did a take on that in
Oh.
the extended, and
I
it's
would have loved to have seen that.
oh, it's beautiful. I loved it.
And then
Oh, that's good.
like the thing is, I did read a bit of Bilbo's interaction with Smaug, and I was just like, why isn't this in it? Where he's talking to him and he's tricking him, and it's over days. Just like I will say, it was brilliant. Like the conversation between Smaug and Bilbo is brilliant in the film. But after reading that section, I was at a wedding, and for some reason the room had a Bible and The Hobbit, so I was just like, why not? And so I opened the book and I just found that section, and it's just like, this is so much more interesting than what they had in the film. Just like him going back and forth between the dwarves and Smaug, and I'm just thinking, you did 3 hours, 15 minutes. You could have easily have put this in the film.
Less jumping around in barrels.
I liked the
Different
ripping and barrels
parts.
scene.
More
More
good.
Smaug.
I liked that.
I
It was
thought it was too
That was
roller
silly.
coastery.
Yeah.
That was one of my favourite chapters in the book.
And how did it
Barrels.
translate?
It translated really well, except again the CGI was iffy.
It was a bit
I saw
iffy.
it in IMAX 3D.
Yeah, so did I.
And the water
Looked
was just
so
very,
weird. It wasn't
yeah,
just. I thought the figures looked weird as well. They looked.
yeah.
With the way it works now with the 48 frames per second, it looks a bit gamey. It looks a bit video gamey.
What do you guys think of the high frame rate?
I haven't seen it.
Have you not
It's
seen
I
it?
weird.
think
so.
it's very good, but CGI scenes in The Hobbit anyway haven't caught up to it yet. I think that was the main problem with
Yeah.
some of the water.
It's weird, and what is it when they're in Lake Town and Legolas is chasing after that
Oh, the
orc?
horse. Yeah,
the horse. That is
looks
so
terrible.
weird. It looked
Yeah.
like a really bad like I said, video game. It's just, and it's really
It was
sad.
a CGI horse. I saw the
Yeah.
video diaries when they were filming that. It's a green, it's a CGI horse. Why?
Like,
Why not
And
just
we
use
just-
a real horse?
I don't
But
know.
it's not
sad.
even the fact they've done a scene similar to that in The Lord of the Rings when
Yeah.
Legolas jumps on the horse, and that looks perfect.
No, that
doesn't
looks
look
really
perfect,
weird
but it
because he's
looks-
spinning backwards. He's spinning the wrong way.
Where he
in
grabs
that
the
scene.
horse.
It looked good for
Yeah,
its
so-
time.
It looked good for it looked good for its time. Like it hasn't aged well, but
How does Smaug look
that looks great.
in 40?
Yeah, to be fair, Smaug.
Yeah.
No,
he's-
in the 40 frame.
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He looks good.
He looks
Okay.
amazing. It's one of those films like I've seen a lot of films in IMAX because I keep getting invited to all the reviews and that, and yeah, it's one of those films that deserves it. Unlike Gravity does not deserve it because I hated Gravity. It was basically I always have this theory about Gravity, and I tell everyone
Bullock in Spain.
basically, yeah. But it's basically we all know Man of Steel, and do you remember when they're fighting and they destroy the satellite?
Yeah.
I think it's the satellite debris hitting that place that hits Sandra Bullock. I think that's basically like this is a cutscene that was cut out of Man of Steel where Sandra Bullock gets fucked by that whole situation.
I was reading the Captain America comic today, and
Sandra Bullock
the big bad destroyed a satellite and it exploded and stuff. And I was like, God damn it, Gravity has ruined this now. I know that this just ran this one panel that's just showing the satellite blowing up. This is going to cause so much trouble, and it's not going to be addressed.
Then don't you go see oh crap, Interstellar. Gravity fucks everything. Because it's just every time they mention Gravity, and Gravity is mentioned a lot in this film.
He's not lying.
Are we talking about the movie or just the actual Gravity?
Actual Gravity is talked about as a plot point, and it's the main plot point.
I was just thinking
And
of,
it's just
of,
like
of them
every
up at their ship when they're flying off to save Jar or whatever, and like Matthew McConaughey is there like, man, this is just like that movie Gravity.
Oh my god! But every
And then
time
again, they land on a planet. It's like, oh
Gravity,
man, it's just like that movie Gravity.
I just felt like every time they mentioned Gravity in that film, it's like, are they slacking off Sandra Bullock? Are they kind of like a middle finger to Sandra Bullock? That'd be because I hated that film. But it's just like I did love Interstellar because it's beautiful in IMAX, and it's one of those rare films that deserves IMAX. If you see that on a smaller screen, you're going to be missing so much. But yes. I think like Tom's looking at me now, and Tom has another opinion on it, don't you?
I really have to disagree with Graham here. Oh
hey,
my god!
You said you only gave it a 3 out of 5. I give it a 4 out of 5. There's not that much difference.
Did you not give it a 5?
No, I give it a 4 out of 5. No,
we never give 5s.
We never give 5s.
Hey,
because we always give.
I got 5.
No, because we never give 5s because we can't give halves. So I always round down because we can't give halves. Because what's the point in a half? And also our technology does not allow it, but we won't bring that up.
Reviews are objective anyway.
Yeah, true. Like I mean, it's all opinion. Like we're just giving our humble opinions because we may get to see films sooner than everyone else, and that brings me roundly to my topic. I'm going to the Cork Film Festival, and I'm seeing Big Hero 6 on Sunday.
I hate you. I hate you.
I only found out during the week that movie wasn't even out in Ireland until
January.
It won't be
until January.
I was so angry. I thought it was out this week.
No, it's like because
I planned on ringing you,
Disney,
Tom, and getting us all together to go see it.
I wanted to bring the
and then I seen it was on in January. I was like, what?
It's like it really shows that Disney and comic films are really coming up. Because they're being put in film festivals. Like, yeah, I know it's an Irish film festival, and in the bigger scheme of the world, it's nothing. But to us, it's brilliant. And yeah, I'm getting to see it 2 months before everyone else.
It's weird. When are you allowed to review it?
I've asked that and have not got an answer back. Oh. I'm not even sure what I talk about.
The reviews are out for it.
Too late.
The reviews are out for it.
Oh yeah, and I've heard that it's amazing. Oh.
Yeah.
And so I'm heading to Cork on Saturday. And I'm going to see it on Sunday.
I've heard one person call it the American or the animated Avengers.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And it's just really good things.
They're a bit loose because I don't know. Have any of you ever read the comic source material?
No. I've only read a small crossover in
Avengers,
Spider-Man.
Oh, that always happens.
Edges of the Earth.
Oh, nice!
Doc Ock tries to blow up the planet with
because that sows the seeds for Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah. So Big Hero 6.
Oh, and Japan is mentioned because
but yeah, I don't think it's the exact team.
Yeah.
That's in the movie. I think Baymax is in it
because they've Disneyfied it apparently a lot.
Baymax is something that I think will really resonate with a lot of people. He just looks so cool. And I
already want to toy.
I remember showing the trailer to my girlfriend, and the poor girl, she was in fits of hysterics at the initial teaser trailer.
Him chasing the ball.
Baymax getting all of his armor on.
And it's amazing how simply putting on that helmet turns him from this like goofy looking little doughboy to looking like a proper superhero. Like the visor makes him look like he's ready for business.
That's not even his actual comic book look either. He's
more of a badass. He looks more like a Mega Man robot master in the comics.
But exactly. I'm bringing my girlfriend to it. I actually got 2 tickets. Disney were very nice, and they said, yeah, you can bring another person with you, and we'll put the tickets for you. And yeah, so. Hopefully it'll be good. I mean, our opinions can vastly differ from the Americans. All you have to do is look at Transformers. And
what Americans said Transformers was good.
Yeah, that's where they made all their money.
No, that's how they made their money in China.
Oh yeah, China as well because. But yeah, that's the big thing now with all the movies. They're like going over to China to get even more money. Like they shoot exclusive scenes so that the Chinese are like, hey, that's our stuff.
But that's a part of any agreements that get made between the movie studio and the Chinese government to film there. They want to get extra funding. You're not going to get these big $250 million, $500 million blockbusters just out of financing from American studios. You're going to get foreign investment, and one of the biggest foreign investments in movie studios now, or in movies now, is from China and the Middle East. That's why so much money got made out of China, was because of the fact that Transformers
and
did
Iron Man 3
well over there.
Yeah, and Iron Man 3. There's exclusive scenes that have not been seen in anywhere but China because they did exclusive scenes, and no one outside of China has seen it.
Weren't they mad about that though?
No, they were happy about that. The Chinese were very happy about
like
that.
it because they were like they made no sense to the overall plot.
Yeah, they made no sense.
Forced in, and
are there people in general who liked Iron Man 3?
I liked Iron Man 3 up until the reveal. I hated. That's the first time I have to say that I actually felt like a true comic book fan. It was like, so he's not the Mandarin. Nope.
Well,
can't stand that.
That's kind of ambiguous now because
because the one shot. I saw that last night.
I only
saw that last night.
Okay, have you seen All Hail the King? Have you seen any of the one-shots, the Marvel one-shots? They're the little tiny short movies.
Yeah,
like
I've
10.
seen a lot of them.
Have you seen the All Hail?
This one?
It basically follows Trevor Slattery in prison, and they do a report, and at the end of it, you find out the Mandarin does exist, and he's very angry that Trevor Slattery kind of put his name through the mud, and he wants to meet him. Ooh. So maybe that's going to happen.
I've seen the small snippet where all of the convicts are all like, do the voice.
Yeah, it's so funny. And
he's
Justin Hammer's in it as well.
Oh,
Sam Rockwell is in it for literally a minute, and he is so funny in it. Like he's just like, me and Tony, like we had an agreement because we were both rich and we were brothers in arms because we were arms dealers. And he goes, we both had boats. I had a boat. I missed my boat. It's brilliant.
The main reason that Iron Man 2 is better than Iron Man 3.
Is it? Iron Man 2 was also not great.
They're both not great.
But
I
prefer
gladly
Iron
watch
Man 3
Iron Man
because
2.
of the party house. Because of that.
I do not like Iron Man 3 because of the party house.
Is it because
it is such a massive plot nuke.
Yeah, because
you've had this all the time.
Like how it should have ended.
You put your is she his girlfriend? Pepper Potts.
They
put
kiss
her
in
in danger. You push your house blown up. Front. You're telling us you were sitting on this
literally
the whole time, and you could have activated.
Yeah, but they do that in How It Should Have Ended. By the way, if you'd like to sponsor us, How It Should Have Ended, we would very much appreciate that. How It Should Have Ended for Iron Man 3. It basically does that. You see,
or they all say tank missile at the same time.
They're all going with the tank missiles, and he does that, and all the Iron Man suits come up and destroy destroy the helicopters before they even arrive at the house. They capture Mandarin, and it's just like, wow, this film really could have ended really quickly if he had just been smart.
If you like Iron Man 3, go and do what I did and read Iron Man: The Five Nightmares by Matt Fraction, and you will instantly realise how awful a movie Iron Man 3 is.
That's a very recent one, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's the one where Mandarin
takes
control.
Is
that where he
recent
takes
anymore. No, it's before that happens. It's the start of that run. But yeah, Iron Man 3 is a horrible
mess,
bastard child. Yeah,
because it's extremists. It's extremists as well.
Of Extremis and Five Nightmares.
Extremis, because Extremis was amazing.
Yeah.
Basically, Extremis being in that movie is all from Extremis. The rest of the plot of that movie is taken from Five Nightmares, pretty much. Yeah, but Five Nightmares is awesome, and I wish they'd made a movie of that.
Yeah, and so we've all looked at films and music and that. So let's have a look at TV. How is everyone finding DC Week?
DC Week?
It is DC Week. Come on, we've got Gotham, Constantine, Arrow, Flash, and just so you don't get annoyed, we have a little bit of Marvel.
Which I think is the best show at the moment.
Do you?
Yeah. I love season 2 of
it is actually. No, it really is. I saw the latest episode last night. Oh my god.
Ward is so scary.
Ward is amazing.
He's so scary.
I couldn't get through season 1 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Is it worth
so worth
it.
That's the thing. You have to get through season 1
we
so that you
perfectly
understand season 2.
It's such a chore, really.
I know. Don't you hate Ward? Do you hate Ward? You know, the guy, the really straight-laced kind of...
It's been so long since I tried. I don't even remember.
Do you remember what episode you were on?
Okay, just
3?
go from season...
Go from
episode 10.
Episode 10, yeah.
Episode 10.
Onwards.
You'll be fine. Because after
Captain America 2 happens, yeah.
That's the thing, though. I think season 1 was literally just building and was just literally set up for what happens in Captain America.
Yeah.
The studio knew what was going to happen, what was coming down the pipe, and just kind of
and that's why it made
sent a lot
season.
Of fluff through for
they're all
season.
They're all such stiff archetypes.
Oh yeah,
season 1. That's
terrible.
why it was so bad at the start. And season 2, they're all such
different.
Season 2 has really benefited from season 1 because it introduced all the characters, and now they're just free to be like these really interesting.
Because everyone says
going
that
on them.
If you give Joss Whedon time, he will
Well, he's
paint
very
you a
little to do with it,
masterpiece.
though.
It's not
but
even
you have to
Joss,
give
though,
him
it's
time.
Jed.
Oh, yeah, it's Jed,
Yeah.
as well. But if you give the Whedon family, if you give them time, they will make a perfect TV show for you, and that's the problem, and that's why Fox has always been such a kind of monster to him, is because they don't give him the time. If they see dips or whatever, they get really worried, really scared, and cancel stuff. And that's why I'm really surprised Gotham has not been cancelled
I was
yet.
just about to say,
I want that show gone.
Oh, I want it gone so bad, because it's not Gotham, it's Penguin Begins.
Have
Because he's the most interesting character in it. Like,
Have you seen the Gotham Begins
No.
parody?
Oh,
I've
it's
watched
so
it, yeah.
funny. Like at the Warp Zone Smosh, like that one video gamer, all taking the piss out of Gotham. And it's just
I
like,
mean, who's in it now? Victor Zsasz is
Victor
in,
Zsasz
in
is
his
in it.
20s.
in his 20s. Harvey Dent is in his
coming
20s.
in his 20s.
They're
So
all going
basically,
to
all of these guys are going to
yeah,
be
Harvey Dent is in his
pensioners.
20s.
I haven't
And he's
seen it
already
yet,
an
but
attorney.
what?
Yeah. So basically, everyone is like
Is he
at
the-
least a decade older
No,
than
he's
Bruce.
not district attorney.
Like, and the thing is, it's shown in the comics. It's comic lore that Bruce and Harvey are friends before this whole thing happens. And do you notice that did they ever point out time? Did they ever point out when this is set?
No.
No.
Are there mobile phones?
There's a
No.
heavy kind of, I think from a lot of the posters, I think there's a heavy kind of implication that it's
Just
80s?
modern.
it's taking cues from Bruce Timm's Batman.
Oh, don't say that.
Oh.
Well, if you look at some of the
Don't you
movies,
dare
if you look at some
put
of the
those two
posters,
shows
you've
in
got
the
like
same sentence.
you've got like blimps, you've got like all this kind of aesthetic.
But that's
I
just
have not
because
seen
they're
a
like,
single-
it's
It reminds me
Gotham.
of
How do we make it
Watchmen.
look like Gotham?
What I've seen from it
Blimps.
reminds me of Watchmen.
Like, yeah, it does remind me of Watchmen as well. But if Watchmen got it even more wrong, like, it's so bad. And the thing is, like, just hear all the people are clamoring for so many things to make it interesting. Like all the rumors that the Penguin is really the Joker.
I've heard that
this is
rumor.
not the
That's
Penguin's
heard that.
journey. This is the
Really-
Joker's journey.
I have not
Really
heard that
grasping
whatsoever.
at straws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
If that turns out to be true, that'll be like that'll be an even bigger jumping of the shark than when Fonzie jumped the shark.
But it's so bad. Like, I mean, the episode really lost it for me was Balloon Man. Like, the episode is called Balloon Man, and it's just like the first vigilante of Gotham should not be a guy who uses balloons as weapons. Should not be, no. Because can you imagine the Justice League having a conversation? Tell me, Bruce, how did you get into this business? Well, I was watching TV, and I didn't know what to do with my life. I was burning myself with candles. I don't know. It was a phase in my life. And
Listening to,
I saw this man with
Cradle of
balloons. And I saw this man with balloons, and he inspired me. Dude, my whole family, my whole civilization died, and that's why I took up the mantle of Superman. To keep them. Yours was a balloon man. Well, they were like helium balloons.
Did they do that in that episode? Is he inspired to like...
He's inspired by
to be
Balloon Man. He
Oh
doesn't.
my God.
Bruce isn't eating for the episode, and he's doing self-harm. Like, he's literally putting his hand over a candle so that he can try and face the pain and last as long as he can. Because apparently that's a crime-fighting skill. And he's putting his hand over the candle.
It's his equivalent of Arrow hitting the water.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. If they had. Connections. And it's basically, he's not eating for the whole episode, and Alfred can't figure out how to get some food into his mouth. And so basically, towards the end of the episode, he's watching this and he's seeing what Balloon Man is doing. He's like, vigilantism. And he starts eating food while he's watching Balloon Man. And it's like, oh, you just ruined Bruce Wayne as a character. It's
So there's no father, I will become a bat kind of crack.
No. And
There's no
the
bat
worst
coming
and-
crashing into a window and
No,
stuff.
and there's no... That was a real
You know,
opportunity
that
to
shouldn't
introduce the
happen
Grey
until he's in his
Ghost.
teens anyway.
They could use the Grey Ghost as the vigilante. That would have been
Actually,
perfect.
Yeah, that would have been quite cool. I remember hearing recently on another podcast about someone saying that there was a character that was kind of similar to
Yeah,
Grey
to the Grey
Ghost.
Ghost, yeah. Maybe that's Balloon Man.
Balloon Man, yeah. Well, I mean, to speak of really ridiculous characters, I think for the crossover episode between Arrow and Flash, one of the characters...
Captain Boomerang?
No, not Captain Boomerang.
No?
There's a rainbow guy. Some
I know him.
Prism? No.
No. Is it Prism Man?
No, it's
No,
not.
it's-
It's
He's a Batman villain, isn't he?
I have to look it up now.
And while those two are looking
I was
stuff
just
up,
looking
we'll
at
just
it
continue.
today. But like basically, you've got a guy who dresses or is in like a
Multicolours?
multicolored
That's a Batman
rainbow
villain.
suit.
That's a really old Batman villain. Who Grant
well,
Morrison
well,
made interesting.
are we gonna kind of agree that Arrow is basically taking Batman's story? or elements.
Taking all of his villains.
Right. I just got there from our lovely man behind the scenes, Shane. It's Mirror Master.
No, it's not Mirror Master.
It's not Mirror Master.
No, I looked them up today.
But Mirror Master has been cast, which I'm really happy about. Yeah, they're building the whole Rogues team.
I know they're
Flash.
building the Rogues, and I know that they've got Wentworth Miller as Captain Cole, and they've got
Captain Cole's brilliant.
Chroma.
That's a terrible villain.
Is the character who is like made up of the color spectrum.
Not the Reverse Flash. Not.
That's why I was looking it up, because apparently there was rumours the actor who was playing Chroma was cast as Reverse Flash. But
really,
and I looked him up to see what he looked like, and then I seen he's playing Chroma and I looked up Chroma, and I seen this multicolored rainbow.
Oh, that's bad.
Speaking of the Reverse Flash, I was speaking to Anthony earlier. Harrison Wells. Who are we saying?
I don't
Solomon
know.
Zoom,
I'd
or
like to think.
Eobard Thawne?
I think he might be Bart.
What?
Wouldn't it be Bart? I think he's Bart because it's too obvious that it's Reverse Flash. It's too obvious that it's Reverse Flash. Like I know, I mean, like if you're not a fan of the comics and you don't know anything about the Flash's Rogue Gallery, you wouldn't know who the Reverse Flash is, and that's why this is okay. But for fans, and they are kind of making it for the fans. Like I mean, Flash is very much a fan story. Like for God's sake, Gorilla Grodd is a genuine threat in that show.
Oh, I cannot wait for them to do that. I really want to see
the last episode.
I really want to see how they're going to do Grodd.
Have you seen the last episode, Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very end, where he's like, "I've got a special plan for you, my pet."
I can't wait because he is such an awesome villain.
He is, isn't he?
He is a big. I don't want to say. I don't want to.
Yeah, especially in
I
the
don't
new
want to
52,
spoil it for people.
Especially in the new 52, Gorilla Grodd has been done perfectly. It's just like I love Arrow. I love Flash. Constantine could be another Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. if they're smart. Something kind of, it starts off a bit weak and then grows.
I actually think Constantine's been quite good. I think the guy playing Constantine just needs to actually sound a little less Irish and a little more Liverpudlian.
You think he sounds Irish?
In the second episode I watched, it could be just my horrible deaf ears, but he sounded like he was from the back end of somewhere in Ireland.
He sounds like he's
Welsh.
He's Welsh.
He is Welsh, I know that, yeah.
Like, what are you saying, Kae? You're saying that he needs to act?
He needs to learn how to act. I can't look
I think everyone else needs to learn how to act.
I cringe watching Constantine. I can't.
Were you a Constantine fan, Kae?
Many years ago, but I wouldn't.
When he was Hellblazer.
I wouldn't judge him based on what I know because they're like.
Yeah. We don't even know if it's New 52 continuity.
Yeah, but
I think maybe that's why I'm enjoying it a bit more, because my only knowledge of Constantine comes from Swamp Thing. No. From Swamp Thing and Sandman.
You talking about Alan Moore Swamp Thing or
Scott Snyder Swamp Thing?
I've a few times in different Swamp Things.
He has it.
Yeah.
You see, the guy looks accurate enough.
He does.
It's just that
he looks like a guy doing cosplay.
Yeah, there's something about his speech or his acting or something that like he just opens his mouth and I just sort of go like, oh no, don't do that.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, like the first episode was good. Don't get me wrong. Like it was a serviceable pilot. The second episode I really enjoyed. Like I thought, the whole miners and the Earth kind of spirits, like they were described, was very interesting. Third episode, bit of a chore to get through.
That woman in it, the blonde one, who sold her soul or whatever. She was
in the second episode.
Every scene she was in. No, the third episode.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
She was awful.
Oh yeah, she was. She was really
so
annoying.
bad. She was really so annoying. Bad.
But hopefully it'll get better. Like I mean,
it needs a good villain.
He needs a good villain. He needs someone that's going to come back. And I'm worried that it's Papa Midnight. I'm worried that it's Papa Midnight.
Who else could it be?
Constantine doesn't really have any. Well,
Constantine's more of a mystic, though. I mean, he could. My personal opinion on Constantine would be that it'd be something which is how Supernatural got its inspiration for Castiel. Is that that's a side tangent.
Do you really think Castiel is inspired by
Castiel's entire look is inspired by John Constantine? His entire look is inspired by John Constantine.
No, I get that.
The trench coat, the
suit, the tie.
But where I'm coming from is that if you remember the first season of Supernatural, that was proper scary. That was proper freaking terrifying.
The one time I really loved like the Monster of the Week format.
Yeah,
but I think that would suit Constantine a hell of a lot, especially to kind of build instead of having like a serialized story, you could have something that would be able to build the fact that he is an occultist who can go around and perform exorcisms and so on, but he's also a moany, miserable bastard.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the thing I think the problem is maybe it's the Captain Jack Sparrow syndrome. He's better as a side character and not the lead. That might be the problem. Because I've never read the main Constantine comics. I've read Justice League Dark and I've read Swamp Thing, where he's been side characters, and he's been brilliant as side characters.
He's that kind of quippy.
He's so quippy, and like when
you can't take him serious.
Yeah,
really,
when Trinity of Sin happened and he stole Shazam's powers, I thought that was hilarious. Did you guys not read that?
No.
It's basically when the Trinity of Sin arc was beginning. Constantine basically like tricked Billy and said, "Here, come here, I want to show you something." And basically, they walked into the House of Mystery, whatever it's called. And when they walked in, Constantine cast a spell and took the power of Shazam away from Billy, and he became Shazam. And like this isn't a thing that was decades ago. This is literally a year ago.
Did he have like a big red cape his trench
he
coat
had
turned
own,
red and had lightning bolts going down it?
He had his own version of the suit, except it was kind of bluish. And he had the lightning bolt in the middle. But what was really funny was because he wasn't worthy, it was slowly killing him. So he had to give it back to Billy, and then afterwards Billy just like punched him. And it's just he should be like that. Like that's why I think they need to keep introducing more characters. Like I would love if they introduced Swamp Thing. If they introduced Swamp Thing, that would be amazing.
Etrigan. Oh, if they brought in Etrigan, that would be amazing.
Action version would be amazing.
Jason Blood and Etrigan, that'd be so. And New 52 Etrigan is one of the other great things of New 52.
But I mean, you've got then, you mentioned Justice League Dark earlier, you've got Madame Xanadu, you've got Satana,
Morpheus.
You've got Morpheus, you've got.
Swamp Thing's now part of it?
Swamp Thing is now part of the JLD. Speaking of JLD.
Deadman.
I want what's his name? Andrew Bennett from Vampire Eye.
Oh yeah,
I want him. They had a crossover storyline where he was king of the vampires. Andrew had become king of the vampires, had become a god basally. And Constantine was like,
and Kane.
Yeah, and he showed up.
And then Kane, and then what was it? Constantine was like, no, you can't have all this. And he's like, well, I can do whatever I want. I'm this powerful. And then they had this kind of match off. It's just like introduce proper supernatural DC characters,
and then the
you could be amazing.
Showed up.
Well, I mean, you've got the Justice League Dark movie that will be in forever development if...
Because Guillermo del Toro is just going to do Pacific Rim until the day he dies.
I don't really have much faith in that now after the absolute diabolical mess that was The Strain.
Really?
Do you not like The Strain?
I don't care if I get hate from people over that. I thought it was
I've never watched it, so you're going to have to fill me in on this.
The Strain is a vampire...
Oh, I know the background, I don't know what it's like.
It's like a 90s Stephen King adaptation TV movie made into a full series.
So I think it's like literal adaptation.
I think it's like Blade 2. If Blade 2 got a huge budget, it's the same.
Blade 2 is awesome.
They're the same vampires.
Oh, I can't believe you compared to Blade 2.
That's
awesome movie.
But he wrote that. He wrote
and
that's
probably David Goyer's only decent movie.
Don't you dare, sir. How dare you?
He wrote Dark Knight.
Yeah, he wrote The Dark Knight.
He wrote Dark Knight.
Oh, don't get me started on The Dark Knight.
Oh, we won't. That's another podcast. that's a topic for another podcast
really?
Right there.
Okay, I get you.
If people listen to this and
Steel hatred, because haters, don't hate the player, hate the game. Come on. But really, Dark Knight?
I don't hate Dark Knight. There are certain plot elements that need to be questioned, such as Batman jumping out of a window and falling and protecting himself. But still,
that is fair.
And the Joker's still up in the penthouse, so you're like, will I go up and get him now? Or?
Oh yeah, that's right. We don't ever find out what happens. We all
just
kind of assume
left in a penthouse full of innocent people,
Batman, and no one gets hurt.
Batman
jumping out
and what happened. I know they couldn't continue filming.
No, they definitely could have shown.
But they could have mentioned even.
Yeah, even drop it how were they? Oh, they're fine. Oh, good.
You imagine Batman just jumping out and Joker standing there just looking around sort of nervously and awkwardly and like, well, I guess I'll just leave.
And I mean, where is he going to go? Is he
I've done my
front door, or
is there a secret passage? Do you know? No? Okay.
Just quietly going, so Harvey Dent's not here.
Okay. Such a wasted opportunity with Harvey Dent and Two-Face. Such a wasted opportunity. He wasn't anything but just talking. Like, the thing is, I don't think Two-Face has really been done properly in years. It's been a while since Two-Face has been given proper...
The problem with Two-Face, it goes back to the 60s Batman show, is that...
he was never even in that.
They always... He's always too scary or graphic.
good
visually. Two-Face is kind of just
Yeah, he was very PG in The Dark Knight.
He was boring. He looked great, but like there was no duality. There was none of the whole. He's supposed to be two people. He's not really. Like there was that one
that's
line.
A lot more
you were dead.
That's a lot more comic book. And
yeah.
The Nolan movies are so much more.
And that's why I'm so excited for Batman v Superman. Can't wait. Oh come on! They're going to have a female Robin.
Are they?
Yeah,
is Carrie Kelly?
Yeah, that was the big news announcement that Carrie Kelly is the Robin in it. She's being played by Jenna Malone out of the Hunger Games. Yeah, she's playing her, and yeah, because like I kind of had this weird kind of theory. It's like, oh look, the Batmobile. Hey look, there's 2 seats. Who's going to sit in the second seat? Superman. So it's just like they clearly had a Robin. He's clearly had a Robin, and then they keep announcing.
No, like be Batman's girlfriend that he inevitably tells that he's Batman to, like he does in every movie.
Jezebel Jet, maybe? No.
He's not going to have... No, because his girlfriend in this film is going to be Lois. Oh no, that's going to happen. No, if they play it smart, it's going to be just like that cartoon crossover all those years ago. It'll be just like that. World's Finest. What an amazing comic. Cartoon, sorry. And that was just like... That's maybe the best time they've had a crossover. Like, I mean, the Batman Superman comics are not great. They're, you know, the ones that are of Nifty.
Is that the Greg Pak one?
Yeah.
I haven't read any. But
Greg Pak and then
any of the reviews I've read of the run's been
they've been
good, not great, but have been kind of solid each issue. I do think though initially it kind of retconned how Bruce and Clark first met.
Yeah, which is I hate retcons. When you're already inside a retcon.
True.
Goddamn new
with that, folks, I think it's time for some real
questions. Yes.
I've one here from Mr. Stephen Campbell. He's asking, do we think that there's oversaturation of comic book geeky kind of movies, TV shows, and so on?
I think it's not oversaturation. I think it's a golden age. Because I mean, you look back. Every decade has its kind of genre that defines it. Like the 80s had cop dramas, 90s had cop dramas. 2000 have cop
80s had action movies as well.
Oh yeah, it did as well.
Yeah, 80s had Bruce Willis.
80s had Bruce Willis, and now catching up, maybe 30 years later, we're finally figuring out that maybe Bruce Willis wasn't really that great.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I've seen some stuff. Did you not see those interviews that he's done? He's a mean guy.
He does not care anymore.
He doesn't.
Yeah. Have you heard him sing? It's hilarious. Oh god, he tried to be a singer before he was an actor.
He was also a comedian before he was like an actor.
You can find
videos
videos of him live concert. It's so funny.
Sybil.
So
Sybil
yes,
Shepherd.
the 80s were oversaturated with Bruce Willis. Oh wait,
that's not the question.
I think that I think what Grant says, we're entering into kind of a golden era. But if you look at, I think Geek Tyrant did a massive poster where it lays out every single movie that's coming out from DC and Marvel that's been announced, and I have to say there's some amount of movies coming out. You've got in 2017, I think you've got something like 9 comic book movies alone.
But that's a year. I mean, like, to be fair, no one ever says, "Oh, there's too many comedies this year. There's too many horrors this year."
And then
there's a genre now.
We have the Star Wars movies that added in there as well.
That's next year.
It's going to be every year after that.
Yeah. You've got. Step away from the movies then. You've got on TV at the minute, you've got Arrow, Shield. I think on TV, definitely it's a golden age because you've got
more animated movies or animated shows.
Yeah, you're
good.
Young Justice.
Yes.
I miss Young Justice so much.
And Marvel, get your crap together on TV.
They had Earth's Mightiest Heroes, they had Spectacular Spider-Man, and they cancelled all of them and replaced them with Ultimate Spider-Man, which is a load of crap.
But it's so funny.
It's not funny. Spectacular Spider-Man was funny.
The only good thing about that was Deadpool.
Yeah, and even he was kind of neutered.
Well, it's because they had to.
Yeah, they had to neuter him. But I mean, like, I like season 3 of Ultimate Spider-Man interests me slightly because they're introducing Spider-Verse in the Ultimate Universe into the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show, and Miles Morales is in it,
which I think they're going to do with Secret Wars as well.
You think so?
I think it'll be an animated.
Well,
there might be an animated show or
Avengers Assemble.
Avengers Assemble. They might do something.
Well, didn't the last Secret Wars have the Secret Wars was in
Secret Wars
the
had
90s
toys.
Well, the Secret Wars wasn't there an episode, a crossover episode in
Spider-Man.
in the original Spider-Man show.
But it was really just people who'd been in Spider-Man.
World. But I mean, in TV, next year you've got Daredevil coming out.
Oh, I can't wait.
4 Marvel shows.
4 Marvel shows.
Yeah.
Daredevil,
Luke
Cage.
Luke Cage, you've got
Jessica Jones.
Iron Fist is. I don't think he has his own show. He's in one of the others, isn't he?
No, Iron Fist is getting his own show.
Yeah.
Jessica Drew is getting
Jessica
hers.
Drew, and then they're all coming together for the Defenders.
Has it been confirmed as Defenders?
Yeah, that's confirmed.
Okay.
That's the final thing. That's basically saying when all these are done, we've got Defenders, so we can have our street level heroes and our high tier heroes.
Now, you mean with that, then you've got the whole Marvel thing, is the whole cohesion of their universe. So you've got Daredevil, Luke Cage.
They have
Iron Fist
said
and so on.
they're not crossing over to the movies,
pool.
though.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
That sucks.
No, that's good.
They're
I mean,
not
the thing is that
much.
That's maybe the reason why people like Kae and that can't get into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they're so clumsy sometimes at trying to mix the two together. That's why I'm
you've
glad.
got Mockingbird now in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. currently, so I mean...
Yeah, but she's not
she's
a high
an Avenger.
Yeah, but she's not a high tier Avenger.
Yeah, she is.
They will.
She's a. What do we want another Black Widow?
Hang on.
Do we want another Black Widow in Avengers? No. We're gonna get Scarlet Witch, which will be amazing. She'll bring a whole new kind of mentality, which is very ironic, to the Avengers.
Deus Ex Scarlet Witch.
Exactly.
Because I know the character now.
What?
I'm not saying that as a good thing. Scarlet Witch, they make everything better when Marvel can't figure out
no
how
more
to get
mutants.
themselves out of holes they've dug themselves in.
She's the MacGuffin.
Yeah, but House of M. I loved House of M, and we all can agree.
It
House of M was
is
a great
the
comic.
only event comic that has really that still today you still feel Civil War less, but also good. But House of M still gets brought up.
It does,
as opposed
and
to
especially
a lot of,
since 2015.
No one remembers
is the
Spear
year.
itself, and lots of those.
It's okay.
Another question from Paddy Lennon. It's dream convention guests for DCC, DICE, and ArcadeCon, which is ArcadeCon 2015. Yeah. So this coming summer.
Like, what would we like? Who would we want? Like, I mean, I
Manu
would
Bennett.
love Grant Morrison.
Manu Bennett. Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis would never come. Bruce Willis would never come.
Grant Morrison, Grant
Morrison would be so great because I hear that he is trippy as hell. Just to talk to.
Paul McGann, get down here to this.
Yeah,
Republic of Ireland.
I saw him at Belfast, and I saw Billy Piper, and it was very nice. But I want to give you just a quick review of Belfast Film and Comic Con here. It's okay.
Really?
It's okay. It needs a couple of years before it's anything decent. And
it was their first
Showmasters, yes, for their first year, so I'll give them that.
Well, they had a lot of good guests, so maybe they put a lot of money into that.
And that's the problem. They put so much money into it that they had to gouge anyone that bought anything. It was basically a guy there that I was with, one of the other kind of panelists, went to get something signed by Billy Piper. And it's £25 to get something signed by Billy Piper. And he had 5 things to get signed. So I asked him, so which one are you going to get signed? And he goes, I'll get just this signed because, I like this the most. And he went up and he said, could you just sign this? And she said, yeah, £25. And, well, she didn't say it. The showmaster representative that was beside her. And she said, oh, sure, I'll sign all 5 for 25.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is apparently a thing. But no, the showmaster people,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, that's
told her,
That's
no,
really
not doing that. And she was like, she had no problem signing all 5 things for £25. Because, every time I go to a different country or that, I'm always working it in my head, how much is this in euro? So that would have been £125 for all 5 of those. Sorry, that's even...
25.5 is 100.
Yeah.
Sorry, no. 125.
Yeah.
I work in the bank and I just made a massive
Listen, we're not here for our
balls.
math skills. The point is, it's over £100 to euro. That is close to €130, and
more.
Yeah, that's
£125 is verging on €145.
Yeah, and he did not have that money because he'd already spent tons at the convention, and it was an okay convention. It's their first year. I'll give them that, but yeah, it was really bad. If I go to another convention, I don't really want it to be to be that kind of thing because Showmasters they gouge you for
down
everything.
the year that if they'll probably, if they made their money back and stuff, they'll probably sort that out more.
That's why I loved DICE. DICE is so worth your money.
Yeah.
DCC is so worth your money. Like, how many things...
DCC's new event announced where they're held next year in the convention centre in town. That's such a handy place to go.
It really is, because the Swords place is so difficult to get out to.
Which makes you wonder, do they have extra money to spend on more high-profile guests as well?
But they already had such high-profile guests. Come on, Ernie Hudson.
I know, but think of the great guests they'll probably have this year. Oh, guest I would kill to get at a convention that I think I would die on the spot if I met either of them. Peter Cullen or Frank Welker.
Oh God! But we'll
never. I don't know who they are.
Seriously, Optimus Prime.
Peter
and
Cullen
Megatron.
and Frank Welker are Optimus Prime and Megatron, the original Optimus. Well,
I knew Peter Cullen. I didn't know who.
And Frank Welker is also the voice of every second character you have ever heard in a movie.
He's Freddy out of Scooby Doo.
He has the biggest.
He's been Freddy since the very beginning.
He is technically the highest-grossing actor of all time.
He beats Samuel L. Jackson.
He has been in everything. He has the biggest IMDb page of anyone, but
he doesn't like conventions or that. He's very self-deprecating. He doesn't. It's not that he doesn't like going.
He's probably too busy
as
well.
He's that too. I mean, the thing is, he
does sound effects and animal noises. Yeah. But either of them, they would be my dream guests. Definitely.
Have you seen the? There's a. For those of you who know how to do it, there's a documentary that's on the US Netflix about
voice. I haven't seen that yet.
I know that voice.
Awesome.
I haven't watched that yet. I really want to.
Produced and mostly hosted by John DiMaggio.
I met him, and he is really cool, really intense, but really cool. And like I told him that I loved him as the Joker in Under the Red Hood, and he's like, "Oh, thanks," and because he freaked out when he got that role because he said, "What happened to Mark?"
Really killed him.
It's just like everyone says that. It's just like, really? You sure you want me? You want Mark?
Under the Red Hood, was that when Jensen Ackles was?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was an amazing film. And I mean, like,
I love Black Mask in that movie.
Oh, so cool. But that one scene where he's like, I'm going to need some new guys. Not these guys. These guys are dead. These guys are dead. Just like, that's brilliant.
Panel guest else? For me, guest for me would definitely be, you've mentioned Grant Morrison.
He'd be amazing.
Earlier. Jesus, for me, Jeff Johns would be probably up there.
Hickman.
Hickman.
Hickman
would be awesome. But for me, I'd love to see a bigger showing for a lot of the Irish artists and so on. And DICE was perfect for stuff like that. DICE for me is my convention. Like I first went to DICE 2 years ago, went last year, met Anthony there, and I mean for me it opened the door to so many artists and writers from Ireland that I never knew existed. I reviewed on the site Detective 1945, brilliant comic, recommend anybody to go and see it. So for me it's not so much about the big names really.
You might lose some sleep over it after reading it.
For me I'd like to see more local talent kind of grow, and there's some great talent out there.
Will Slining, Declan Shelby, Stephen Mooney.
Well, I mean, they're the bigger names. I'm talking about
Nick Roach.
My brother, Nick Roach.
You mean the dude you follow around everywhere?
He's the only person I can talk about Transformers comics with. Kate, who would you like to?
Yeah, who would you go for?
Well, you guys have mentioned all the other ones, so for ArcadeCon, I again would like to see Irish actors maybe, and we were just talking about James Nesbitt.
He's a great actor.
Cool.
Or even Aidan Turner.
Yes, and
I worked with Aidan's brother.
Aidan Turner's very good with the conventions. He loves going to them. So I'd say,
Has he gotten a bit big now, Donald Gleeson?
Oh, Donald is awesome.
That would be great. I'd love Donald Gleeson to show because he's like
a few years ago could have gotten him, but
well, I mean,
I don't know.
His family, he seems quite down to earth. Like his dad is quite down to earth as well.
Oh, he's down to earth. It's his agents and management and stuff that aren't very down to earth.
Well, that's for the con organisers to sort out.
Or even Derek Landy, Irish author, Skullduggery Pleasant.
He will be here though. He will be here next year. We put this out in news actually. We'll be putting this out in news tomorrow. He'll be coming back to
But
Ireland
his podcast
for
probably won't be out.
Oh yeah, that's right. This will already
This
be
podcast
out.
would have to be out tonight for that.
This is coming from the future. Yeah, it's already out right now. Releasing book. It's World Book Day next year, and he will be headlining it. So he's be coming along with a ton of other guests, promoting books all around Ireland, and there's an event focused in Dublin that he will be going to. So you can definitely catch him there. And
he does a lot of signings in Ireland, and then
he was in Hunters and Fidgets a couple of weeks ago.
There was a Theatre of Shadow, I think it was called, then in September, which was like a massive Skullduggery Pleasant fan event.
Yeah,
that looked so cool. I wish I could have gone.
I just want to add for Paddy and Ben, Hennessy, if you guys ever do want to come on, just give us a shout.
Yeah, we're very open to high celebrity guests here because
and bribes. I like hugs.
And then Barry Murphy here has got a question: what games are coming out towards Christmas? Not favouring any particular console. What game might we recommend for serious gamers and casual? And
one I'm most looking forward to is Smash Brothers on the Wii U.
Is that not out yet?
It's on the 3DS, but the Wii U one's going to have a whole load of other features that look awesome, and it's going to have Mewtwo back in it in a few months' time. That's the only one I'm really looking forward to.
Dragon Age 3
Inquisition.
That's this week. Is it this week or next week?
It is this week, 18th. I'm really looking forward to that because I've been on the Dragon Age Keep beta, and it's so much fun because you can't, for some reason, don't know why, you can't bring over your save files from the previous Dragon Age games, but you can still do all the interlocking storylines on Dragon Age Keep. So basically, you can choose all the things, the same things you did in Dragon Age. So it means that your story will be the exact same. So I'm really looking forward to it. If this is done right, I think this could be.
I think there's a lot of positivity around the game. I definitely think that. I only ever played Inquisition, or not Inquisition. I only ever played
the first one.
The first one,
Origins. Yeah.
Really enjoyed it, but I think there's a lot of positivity coming out for that game as opposed to AC Unity, where there's been a lot of issues, and hopefully that stuff the kind of stuff that's coming up with AC Unity can be fixed with patches. Yeah. Otherwise, it's again another kind of failure, I suppose.
Yeah, they're promoting it. They're promoting it a lot. Like you can see just from our page alone, they are sending thing after event to promote this thing. Like they had they had a footballer.
Adam Lallana. Yes, I heard that earlier.
Yeah, Adam Lallana promoting it as well, along with a bunch of other football personalities. Just like, really, what's this got to do? I mean, it's cool. I mean, the hoods look awesome, but what's this really got to do with Assassin's Creed?
I think it's just to kind of get the profile out and something like that. I think that's just to kind of get that kind of high profile out. But I mean, Lallana's not really the most high profile footballer in England. But I think I really have strong hopes that kind of stuff can be fixed with patches and stuff, because the AC games can be quite fun when played correctly. Far Cry 4 is coming out.
Is that coming out close to Christmas?
That's
next week. This week?
Yeah, next week.
Oh, it is. It's the same. It's the same day as it's the same day as Dragon Age. They're both coming out on the same day, November 18th.
Far Cry 3 was one of the best games of the past couple of years. Far Cry 4 just looks like it's going to be even better.
When is GTA coming out for the next gen consoles?
Next week, or I think it's coming out
really?
before the end of November. Yeah, definitely coming out.
GTA
have you guys seen the first person view trailer?
Yeah, I've seen the trailers.
There's a new mode in the GTA 5 release for Xbox One and PS4 and PC, where you can play in first person mode.
That is so weird.
Basically, what you can do is you can and there's like options apparently where you can play in first person mode, shooting everything, and then you can get in your car and you can control the camera like normal, because if you try to drive in first person mode in the car, it's so weird and annoying.
I think Achievement Hunter actually released a video called Sunday Driving with driving in first person in GTA 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
well, what were you going to say, Anthony?
Shovel Knight.
Well, just,
is that out now over in Europe? Because I know there was deadly.
Which I think has been out on PC for a few months now in Europe. It's now out on the Wii U and DS, and it is an awesome game. It is probably the best indie game that's out this year. It's all the best 80s 8-bit platformers fused into one awesome game. By the time this is out, I'll probably have a review for it up on the site. So read that if you want the details, but it is a brilliant game. I recommend it. It's only, I think, $14.99.
Yeah, like I said, that one video gamer, that one video gamer, the completionist, he played Shovel Knight, and he played it. He couldn't stop harping on about how amazing it was.
It's great.
Like he says, it's one of the hardest games to get 100%, but it's worth it. And it looks so endearing. It's so interesting.
Mega Man crossed with the old DuckTales game, crossed with Mario Brothers 3, with a cool medieval style to it. It looks brilliant. Gorgeous. It's brilliant.
And Kae, as a woman and as a mother,
okay.
as a woman and a mother, what would you recommend for people buying for maybe their kids?
I think there's a new Terraria coming out soon.
Is there?
I think so.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well,
I don't actually know the exact dates, but I did hear there's one coming.
Well, you've got Lego Batman coming out
this
week or next week.
It's actually out.
It's out. Sorry.
It's out.
So I mean, like that. All the Lego games are brilliant for kids of a younger age, and even for adults.
There's a Viva Pinata game that's currently on the Games with Gold as well. If anyone is looking for kids for their games, it's free.
It's just like there's so many games coming out. Like, do you find that's actually the thing that's kind of a bit difficult? There's so many games coming out now that it's a bit difficult to get time to play all of them.
Well, I play most of my games on my Wii U, so since Nintendo only released like one game, if we're lucky, every month, I don't really have a problem completing my games.
That is very fair.
And I'm afraid to play my games on my laptop because Dark Souls is lurking in there, which I still haven't finished. And every time I open my laptop, it's
staring at you.
Out at me.
It's calling to you.
Yeah. One final question from my side would be from Andrew McCarroll. He's asking he's asking three things actually. Favorite Irish convention this year, best comic run of the year, and I'm pretty sure this is aimed at me, but favorite sports movies.
Hey, I like sporty balls.
I like the foot and the ball.
Should do them in order?
Yeah. So, Anthony, you first.
Well, I've only been to 2 conventions this year, but I think even if I went to them all, DICE would still be my favourite because, well, comics I love anyway, but it's just such a well-run convention, and comic book creators are just such nice people. So approachable, and I got to interview Declan Shelby dressed as his Moon Knight, so that
Can't
was
get more meta.
surreal. Yeah,
can't get more meta.
And Jory Belair and Kieran Gillen are the most awesome people on the planet as well.
For me, unfortunately, I could only go to DICE, so DICE would be my pick. Again, I got to meet so many really nice people, creators. Kieran Gillen is probably the most cerebral writer I've ever had the joy of meeting. The con people there who run the panel, John Hendry, Bruno Batista and so on, they know how to put on a good show. So that would be mine.
I've only been to Arcade Con this year and I was working on it, so all I did was a lot of carrying chairs, and I actually
So Andrew McCarroll, we're the worst people to answer this question.
I got to chill with Pendleton Ward for
that's
half an hour
the
outside.
thing.
The fire alarm in the hotel went off on the Saturday morning. And we all had a theory that it was our director setting it off on purpose to get us all out of bed and stuff.
Smart.
But
I thought you were going to say Pendleton Ward.
Yeah, seems like Pendleton Ward.
Pendleton Ward actually took a Vine as he was walking through the place, and so that's on his Vine account. And he was also talking about how the window wouldn't open the full way because he was actually trying to scale down the wall.
That's right. The windows like those in some hotels don't open the full way.
He was going to make
for safety reasons.
He was going to climb out the window as a joke, but he couldn't get it open. So I can't answer that.
I suppose I would go with I suppose I've been to the most, and it's a lot of us.
Yeah.
I've been to DICE, DCC. Didn't go to Arcade Con. Belfast. I'd have to say by a close DICE again, because it was great. DCC was great though.
DCC was
great. To be
fair, so much fun at that this year.
You can't fault them on the fact that they had Kevin Conroy, Al Matthews, Ernie Hudson. I mean, that was just amazing. But yeah, DICE, there was such a kind of family kind of feeling. I mean, everyone remembered everyone knew who everyone was. They had a good time, and then of course the drinks afterwards did not hurt. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I'd say that was mine. So I suppose to start with me this time for what was it? Sports movies.
Best comic run, was it?
Best comic run. Oh god, I have to say Superior Spider-Man. Superior Spider-Man's been my best run because it's just Otto was such an interesting version of Peter, and he got things done that Peter would never do. And it's both good and bad, but
got that PhD.
He got that PhD.
Finally.
That, you know what? He got his own company, and finally, like, I mean, he did things with the spider suit that made total sense. Like the visors, the claws,
the legs,
everything. Like, I mean, everyone just thought, oh, okay, now he's kind of a ninja. No, it makes perfect sense.
He had minions.
Like, I mean, towards the end, he got far too cocky. Like, I mean, the whole Spider Ireland sequel thing was hilarious.
Spider Ireland.
Spider Island sequel, that was hilarious. And
St. Patrick ran all the superior Spider-Men out of Ireland.
So, yeah, that's my favourite comic run.
Skip to Tom because I didn't read enough this year.
Any mangas or
books?
Books?
Oh, books.
Yeah. Favourite book? We'll go with that for you.
This year, because Skullduggery Pleasant finished, and I've been reading it since I was 12. It was
Oh,
very
really?
emotional, so it would have been, yeah.
So, yeah, Tom?
For me, it's between Saga and currently Kieran Gillen's brilliant Wicked and the Divine, but Saga's had the longest run this year. Wicked and the Divine's only currently at 5 issues, but Saga is one of those comics that kind of just grabs you and just does not let you go.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fantastic art by Fiona Staples. Probably some of the best looking art out there at the minute in a monthly comic.
Yeah.
I love the fact that BKV takes the time to tell the narrative and doesn't rush anything.
He doesn't really answer to anyone, I suppose.
Exactly.
That's the reason why it's so good. There's no one screaming over his shoulder going, we have to get this out, there's an event, there's no movie.
Which is why they when they get to a certain point and they wrap an arc, they skip a month and they then allow Fiona to catch up with the art, and then from there go and start the next arc. And it's currently on such a cliffhanger that we won't get a new comic until New Year, which myself and Anthony are really angry at.
So, like, Tom, I don't know, I've only the first volume read. Is Fiona the same artist?
Yeah.
For the oh really?
That
is
why
fantastic.
That's why they do the skip month. So
because I hate
they don't like
switches.
The idea of having a fill-in.
Yeah. I hate fill-ins. I hate swaps. Everything. That's why I loved Brian Michael Bendis' run with who was it? First Ultimate Spider-Man. Who did he have in Ultimate Spider-Man?
Was that Bagley?
Bagley. Yes, Mark Bagley. Yes, Mark Bagley. It was that was like 100 and something issues. That was amazing because it was all just those two.
That artist just then consistent then for the entire. Yeah.
I would put She-Hulk on mine, but because of because of a fill-in artist, I can't.
Is that why it knocks it off?
There's 2 issues in it that have a fill-in artist, and it is the weirdest, off-putting art. It's not bad, but it just does not fit the story, and the art for the rest of the series is so good that it was just so jarring. It was really weird, so I'm not going to put that up there. And
she's gone now.
Do you want to say more?
Well, I never read any of Charles Soule's books.
Not about that, about your favourite runs.
Well, I mean, I can't praise Wicked and the Divine high enough. I finished reading issue 5 yesterday, and all I can say is it's one of the most amazing books that I've read. It's the first kind of run that I've We're all staring at Anthony here.
He just got up and ran away.
He's getting away from us all.
Before he gets, I have to check the right name of my comic.
Look at him now! He's pulling out the tablet now.
That is it really your favourite run? If you can't remember,
it is, but it
cheating.
Like Anthony, are you kind of sad that She-Hulk's cancelled?
I am heartbroken because She-Hulk has probably become my favourite Marvel superhero after Thor, and it was an awesome run. It was so good, and I can't believe it's getting cancelled. It even did great.
There's no real reason.
It did great figures. It's doing better figures than like Storm, and I think it's even done. The last issue I think did better than Captain Marvel.
So
I don't know.
Probably
why.
one of the hardest working writers in
a
comics
lot
at
of
the
people
minute.
are saying that's a reason why.
He's so hard
That he's.
Well, I mean, he's
writing a lot.
He's a practicing lawyer.
He's getting a lot.
He is, yes.
He's very involved with all of the stuff going on with Wolverine and the death of Wolverine.
Oh yeah, he
and
wrote
stuff.
that as well.
So I'm thinking there might have been pressure on him to move away.
So what they basically said, do this, and because we're cancelling She-Hulk, so they could free up time for him.
Mate, it's just what people are guessing.
Yeah,
it's just so weird that such a great comic that has been like it hasn't been doing. It's been doing steady sales. Nothing that would say it should be cancelled.
Yeah.
Superior Foes of Spider-Man got more issues, and that's amazing as well.
Yeah, but I think
no one expected that.
They had to cancel that because Superior Spider-Man's gone now, technically.
My favourite runs of this year, I would have to say Moon Knight was amazing.
Really?
I know that
never would have guessed.
I think it's really elevated Declan to superstar now. But I think
the character.
It's also it's a comic I think is so good that show how important art is to a comic, because so many of those issues had very little dialogue in them, and so much of the story was told through the movements of Moon Knight and his actions, and it was such a gorgeous book. And Moon Knight is such an underappreciated character in Marvel.
He was great.
It was so great to see such a brilliant run come out, and it gets such great attention. And hopefully, I know Declan and Warren are off it now, but hopefully it'll still keep going. And
well, I mean, they've got Injection now. Injection is their Image book that's going out next year.
You get a lot
more.
It's
the same team. You've got Geordie, Deck, and Warren all together again.
She's such a great colorist.
Geordie, the colorist that will color nearly every book in the comics industry if you let her. Brilliant girl, and one of the nicest people you can ever meet.
Yeah.
I have to say, Deck's art is just something else.
It's fantastic.
His grey washes and everything. He was actually talking about moving back to the kind of style he had before he did Moon Knight for Injection. But he said no. It was like, I mean, I've brought my art up to this level. I need to go through that point and go better. And I'm really, really excited now for what
because I loved his stuff in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I loved his artwork in that. Just the fact how he draws Wolverine, how he draws Captain America, how he draws.
He does a great Cap.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah,
and he does a great Wolverine,
Cap.
does a great Deadpool, and just draws them all perfectly. His tone and his color and just everything just perfectly fits the tone that for every story that he's a part of.
But if I'm being completely unbiased and completely honest, well, actually, no. Anyone who knows me, lots of biasness in this choice. The comic I look forward to most every month, that gets me most excited, that gets me most giddy when I have it finished, is Transformers: More Than Meets the Eye.
And you'll be it's the only person you'll ever be hearing saying that.
I am not. I will harp on about this comic.
No qualms.
Removing myself from being a Transformer fanboy anyway, it is such a great written comic. If you can look past that they are giant talking robots that transform.
Robots are brilliant.
To be fair, we have to look past a lot of things when we read comics.
It has possibly one of the best technically same-sex relationships in comics right now.
Who is it?
Really?
2 of the Autobots are
Do
in
we know them? Would non-Transformer
probably
fans really
not.
know? Throw out their names. Is it Grimlock?
No.
Oh.
No.
Grimlock. Grimlock Love.
Chrome Dome and Rewind.
Yep, definitely don't know those two.
Rewind, everyone knows Soundwave with his injection.
Yeah.
Rewind is one of the tapes from the Autobot equivalent of Soundwave. But they have this really well-written, well-structured relationship that is just... It's one of the best relationships, full stop, in comics.
That's really
It's not overdone. You get that they really love each other, and it's not cheesy. It's a genuine relationship. I have to check
because that's the thing. I would read a Transformers comic, but I need the artwork to be really top notch. Kind of like the 80s stuff, but maybe a bit more.
The art is
powerful.
Alex
Ross.
No.
That'd be weird.
Milne, I think it's pronounced. Milne, written by James Roberts. It's very similar. If you know Nick Roach's work on Transformers, it's very similar to that. Good. But they're doing some great stuff with the lore. It's basically like Battlestar Galactica with Transformers, complete with that whole like really realistic characters that show had and everything. That is the perfect comparison to how it is, and it's got so many twists. So many great character developments. There's a major one I want to say, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone. But,
So
I think we.
Yeah.
I think
so on that bombshell. So really, on that topic of same-sex love robots, we should leave it at that. I've been Graham.
Okay.
And I'm Anthony.
We'll see you later.
Adios.
Bye bye.